guys, it's Beverly. I'm here with a construction or sew together MaryMaxim Crochet Snowman Towel. And what this video is going to be is this is going to be a little bit of the tutorial of how to construct it and some of the stitching. It's not going to be a video of the whole entire project because it's a paid for pattern. I want, if you've paid for this pattern or if you choose to buy this kit, I don't want you to buy it, spend your money, and not be able to construct it. And so that's what this video is about. I had a request from Amanda. Hi Amanda, thanks for the notification. And it's the MaryMaxim Snowman Towel. And I'll read those numbers for you if you can't write them down. It is an intermediate pattern. The item number is 96235N. 96235N is in Nancy. And if you go to MaryMaxim website, it says that the item number is 96235. It's regular $20 or $19.99, and then it was on sale for $12.99, and now it's on sale for $7. It includes some sugar and cream cotton yarn, and it has enough so that you can make 2 of the towels. And it uses an H hook, and I made 5 of these towels. And what I did was I had almost enough black yarn to make 5 towels. I definitely had enough red yarn. I definitely had enough orange yarn for the nose, for the carrot nose, but I didn't use the white yarn. It was sugars and cream. I had a lot of white yarn, white cotton yarn that had just been hanging around, and I wanted to use it up. Okay, so here is one of the finished towels. I'm going to be inserting some pictures, a picture of my kitchen. I'm going to bring it up so you can see the bottom. But I thought I would put it on this paper towel roll just for a few minutes to let you see what we're talking about. So the information on how to sew the pieces together is going to be included in this video. So you see you guys in a little bit. Here you guys go. Here's my kitchen with my snowman. I'm having a convention with my snowman towels. There's my snowman hanging towels. Okay, so what I did to put this together was the first part of the pattern is to make 1/2 of the face. Then you start making the second face, and you continue to repeat and complete your towel. And you can see here, I went right from here and I did the towel portion. Hi guys, let's put this snowman together. Okay, here he is right here. This is a finished one. And here's all the parts. I have 5 bobbles, they call them, and 3 of them are the buttons, and 2 of them are going to be the eyes. Then I have the nose. I love this nose, and I also like how the bobbles are put together for the eyes and the buttons, because I think they'll make great eyes or buttons on another project. Okay, and then here's the hat. Now, the first thing I do with the hat, as I got the two of them here, is I put it together, and I'll match up the right sides and all that stuff in a minute. But I want to tell you that what I do is I take and I sew up the ends. So I start here and I go all the way across, all the way down, but I leave this bottom part open, okay? And then after that, then we'll be putting, I like to pin the white face like this. You know, I got it sandwiched in between. And then that will help me to place my eyes, nose, and sew in the mouth. So the first step we want to do here is we want to sew this hat. So we're going to, you can start on either end, determine which is the right sides, and put right sides together and sew the top of the hat, the whole thing, but leave the bottom open. So that's what I'm going to do first. Okay, so now what I've done was I went ahead and I sewed it on both ends, and I went around here and around the top of the hat, and I came down. And so now I'm going to turn it right side out. Okay, so let's turn it right side out, and we want all of our points to come out. Okay, so there is the hat. Now, I know that in the directions it says to put right sides together and use the tails to sew it together. Well, this is my 5th one I've made, and I found it easier if I left the bottom of the hat open. Now, our next concern becomes placing the eyes, nose, and the mouth. Okay, so here, I'm trying to get it in the screen here. Here is one of my completed ones. There we go, maybe that'll help. And I have my pin cushion here over to the side, and I have two noses, one nose, one face, two eyes. All right, so I'm looking at my face to see right side. Okay, so I found the right side of my face. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the right side of the face and I'm going to slide it up under the hat like this. But I'm not going to sew it yet. I'm not going to sew it until we have the other part of the towel. See, because it goes across this back part. Okay. So, but what I want to do first is I want to place the nose and the eyes and the mouth first. Okay. So, it's going to be a little awkward here. I'm going to take a look at my previous one. Okay, so here's a finished one. And from there to the side of my face, you can see I have 1.25 inches. Okay. I don't know if I bring it down, you can see 1.25 inches. So that's what we want to do. We want to take a pin, a straight pin, and approximately 1.25 inches. So we're going to put this under here, but remember, we're not sewing it yet. We're just pinning it. So I'm going to do 1.25 inches. So I'm going to take it out of camera view so that I can pin it. Okay, so I basically ended up doing about 1.5 inches on each side. So you'll know what size yours is and how to do it based on your size. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I've done so far. I'm getting ready to do the mouth. And I wanted you to look at this so that you can kind of get the placement. I compared it to some of my other ones, and when you attach the towel, it kind of comes down into this section here, and I'm noticing that you can see right there that a little bit of the towel is between the eyes and the hat. So I took the hat off and decided to place these eyes similar location and the nose to my other ones. So I have another one over on my left and one on my right. And so now I'm going to come back, but I wanted to show you how I start the mouth. Okay, so I decided to start the mouth right here. So there's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I started in the next one. But of course, you can do it wherever you like, and you can see I kind of have it parallel or similar to the nose and the eye. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, sorry that I moved the camera, I'm going to do the straight part or this part first, then come back and then do this. And what I do is I kind of do every other stitch. So I've got my piece of yarn and I'm going to pull it through and I'm going to hold it so I have enough to tie it. And I'm going to follow this line. So I'm going to go in and then in, I'm going to skip and go, keep going towards the left. And if you want to grab this on the back, you can. And then skip and go to the next one. Skip and go to the next one. Now I'm going to see I went kind of over here. Whoop. Hold on. And then I'm just going to kind of maybe aim it down here a little bit so that it's not really right in the nose. Come like this. And I think that's probably far enough. So then I'm going to come back like this and down. And then I'm going to come over here and down. And so you can always, and once this is washed, you know, if they wash it, it's gonna, you know, kind of separate anyway, but we want it to look as pretty as we can. And then I just go back. And then I still have my tail, so I'll be sewing that in. And then I come over here. And of course, I think I'll take this out and kind of fix it. But that's how I do my mouth. And then when I get over here to this part, I go up and down. And I give him like a grin on that side. Then I weave in my ends. So I am going to be taking this out. Who knows, maybe I'll just stop the grin right there and not put these last two. So I'll meet you back. Okay, so here's what my mouth ended up looking like. And you can see over here on this side, I went ahead and I attached my other face to it so that I could double check the placement of the mouth. So go ahead and take a look at this and use this as a guide if you need it to put in your nose and your mouth. Okay, and I'm going to flip it over and you can just kind of see how I did it on the back. So now the next part of it is we join the other face, or the other head they're calling it, with wrong sides together, and then we're going to start doing our towel. And so then I'll meet you back when we actually put the finishes on with the hat and folding the towel the proper way. Okay, now I joined the two faces together, or the two heads, and it said to cut the yarn. So you can see I have them joined, and it said to mark the center 9 stitches. So what that means is this very center one, I counted it, and then I did 4 stitches on each side, and I marked it. So that gives us 9 stitches. And then from there, we're going to join the yarn and attach this back part together. Then when we sew on our hat, and we put the hat on here, that's why I leave the hat open, we are going to be going through the thicknesses and joining it together. We'll start over here on the edge with some black yarn, and we'll go all the way across, and we'll be joining all the thicknesses. But right now, mark your 9 stitches. So count the very, very center one as a stitch, and then go out 4 on each side. And I'll meet you back when I have my towel. Okay guys, I have my towel finished, and I just followed the pattern. Now the pattern says to attach our hat. And as before, I mentioned that I didn't have the top of this secured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up about 1.5 inches from each side. And then I'm going to pin it, and I'm going to sew it through all of the thicknesses, and I'll show you one of my completed ones. So there it is right there. I'm going to use the black yarn, and as you can see, I sewed this in, and I caught this here. So it's truly up to you, but I went ahead and that's how I did it, because the pattern says to sew this up completely before, but that's just how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew mine on, and then I'm going to come back and show you how I placed my buttons. Okay, so what I did was I sewed the hat on, and the fact that the hat was opened, I felt that it helped me to get this up underneath there. And you can see how I did the back. Okay, now it's time to do the buttons. Okay, in order to place the buttons, we have to lay our towel out. I'm so sorry. In order to place the buttons, we have to lay our towel out. And this pin here was the pin that I put down for the front side of the towel. But we have our hat and our head on. So if you lay your towel like this, with the face down and the hat down, this bottom portion here on this side is the front of the towel. Okay, so we're going to use that as a guideline. Now, so if I can turn the camera, I have my other towel laying beside me, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure the location of the buttons on the other towel. it tells you, it just says determine placement for the buttons down the center of the front towel. It doesn't say how many inches, so we can use my guideline if you would like. So I have one button placed at the 4-inch mark, one button placed at the 6.5, and one placed at the maybe 9.5, 9.25. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my other towel. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it and pin it. And basically what I measured them again, and I placed the first one 4 inches from the top, the second one 3 inches from this one. So down here is 3 inches, so I'm gonna put a pin, and then I can move this up for you, and then this one will be 3 inches from that one. Now we need to figure out the center. Obviously what you could do is fold the towel and do it from there. So I have my towel is 7 inches, so you could do it 3.5 inches, which would be right there. Okay, and so you could measure, you know, this pin is pointing right to that hole, so that's probably where I'm going to put it. And then 3.5 inches here. So you could, you know, you guys got the idea. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so I'll meet you back when I get my bobbles sewed on, or buttons, and then I'll show you how to fold the towel. Okay guys, let me show you how to fold this. Okay, so here's our buttons or our bobbles, and what you do is you take your snowman face, flip it over, and bring it in through this hole. Okay, so we just pull it through, and then your handle goes inside here. I can do it. And then there's your snowman hanging towel. So there we go. So now I have 5 of these. But I wanted to do these. I got a request. So here is our snowman. How you construct the MaryMaxim crochet snowman towel. That's what they call it. I wanted to make sure. So I suggested you go ahead, and if you want to make these. Now I want to tell you that I had enough red, black, and orange to do all 5 towels. I did run out a little bit of the black maybe when I did these last bobbles, and I had to use some of my own black to sew in some of the stuff. But now the white, I had a lot of white, and I didn't even use one of the skeins from the kit. I used some white that I already had because I wanted to use it up. So I hope you guys like and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye. Okay, so let's talk about putting this let's talk about putting this snowman together. Alright, so how's this going to be the best way to do this?